My niece, Samara Banks, and my three nephews were killed on the Roosevelt Boulevard on July 16, 2013. So that one night she was walking home, and two guys were racing down the Roosevelt Boulevard. They were going so fast that the other drivers who were behind them came to a point where they just saw, they thought it was trash. They thought it was debris. Just, like they just went through, I don't know, maybe a bunch of leaves and they just all went up in the air. Um, and come to find out, it was my niece and the babies. By the time our family got to the scene, the police officers and people were looking around for the kids. And we were just so devastated. Like, how fast were these people going? We seen their clothes, we seen their shoes, we just seen everything in the street. My niece and my nephews, they weren't the only people that died on the Roosevelt Boulevard, and not even the only people that died in that location. People just take it as a norm, you know. You're risking your life if you cross that boulevard. What has happened in the recent years is that many little strip malls have been being built along the Roosevelt Boulevard. And they're just building, when they decided, we were thinking like, okay, when you decided to build the Walmart here, you decided to build, Chick-fil-A, or you decided to build all these different type of department stores, did anyone think about the people who live in that neighborhood? However, everyone's trying to cross because there's older people that try to cross the boulevard because, let's say they're not driving any longer because they're older. They don't have their license any longer, but they want to get across the street to the pharmacy to get their medication, or get across the street to the supermarket, which is on the opposite side of the road. And they're making it halfway. So it may take 2, maybe 3 lights for them to get all the way across. But sometimes the drivers are not paying attention. Like everyone says, it's a flat, open road. And some parts of the road, the speed limit goes from 40, right? You're driving flat and it's 40 miles an hour. Then you're going a little downhill. Now at the bottom of the hill is 45. Why? We suffer every day when we don't see my niece and my nephews. Samira is my first niece. She was amazing. 27 years old. You would think that's young, but honestly, it seemed like she lived a full life. She learned how to be a mom early because she lost her mom. For her siblings, it's like they lost a second mom. And she was the life of the party and the family. When you have holidays and you have family gatherings, just imagine, she was the one who would put on the family entertainment. She had all the boys practicing dances and songs, and she had all the girls practicing and dancing all the time. Unfortunately, we haven't had anybody to take over or take her place. They say nobody can do it like she did it. You miss them every day. We knew it was so devastating that we wanted people to know that she did not die in vain. My nephews did not die in vain. And all the people who lost their lives on the Roosevelt Boulevard had not died in vain. No one thinks about anyone else until it happens to their family. And we don't want that to happen to your family. Believe me, you wouldn't want it to happen.